I'm joined by former Wolverhampton Wanderers player Mel Eves. Mel, what are your thoughts on the game today?
Well, I thought I could see why the West Ham fans are getting frustrated. They've got some absolutely quality players. We were talking about Mikel Antonio, who I knew as a kid when he was at Tooting and Bincham before he went to Reading. He was off the pace. What I know that he can do. I know Arnautovic, I've really rated the lad since he was, when he was at Stoke, and then he scored some great goals for West Ham. As I say, West Ham haven't quite got everything together yet, so it was good from a Wolves perspective. Wolves are playing some really good stuff. They've got a way of playing that Nuno Espirito Santo, the manager, has brought in since day one from the first game of last season. Wolves absolutely strolled the championship, and they've carried on in the same vein in the way that they're playing. Obviously, you're playing against quality teams now, week in, week out, but they're carried on in the same vein today. And West Ham had one or two chances. We've got a quality keeper now, Patricio, the Portuguese international, who was called upon. Probably not as frequently as the West Ham supporters would definitely have wanted him to be, and also the West Ham team and manager. But obviously Pellegrini's going to be under pressure now. You lose 3 games as a football manager, you're under pressure, but now he's lost 4. He's got a little bit of respite, he's got the international break, but he's got to be on that training pitch, and he's got to be drilling and forming this West Ham team into some kind of shape, and they've got to come back with all guns blazing. I know we were talking before in the press room that the run of fixtures that West Ham have got don't look. There's no give me theirs. There's no give me's anyway, as we've seen in the Premier League. But they've certainly got game after game, and you're looking where the first point's going to come from West Ham. But I'm sure they will get it. They have got enough in quality. I know that West Ham fans don't want to have a similar experience to last season when they've left it till the last minute or the last few games to actually escape relegation and being sucked into that. But they could certainly get sucked into it if they don't start to pick up points, as any team can. But from a Wolves point of view, thoroughly delighted that they've picked up their first 3 points. But from the first game of the season, when they entertained Everton at Molineux, they've gone out and played the same kind of game. They've got. I always talk about courage and having the courage to play your game. I could see, from my point of view, having watched West Ham today, that there's a lot of players that are playing with a little bit of fear. You can see that their confidence is shot a little bit. And unless they can get that back, then West Ham will struggle. They've got the quality players, but they've got to go out there and be big enough to impose themselves on the opposition, to play their game and to really play to the best of their ability. But that's where the manager comes in. That's where a manager with the experience of Pellegrini has got to step up to the plate and demonstrate why he's got the accolades that he has in the game, and he's managed big clubs like Manchester City. So it's a big challenge, and one that he's got to sort out pretty quickly, or West Ham might be forced into making another change at the top. But I think they've got to be patient with him, and West Ham is a team that I've grown up with. And the West Ham fans want him to play obviously in the same style as I go back to the Bobby Moore era. So growing up as a lad watching Bobby Moore and Peters and Jeff Hurst. So and your Billy Bonds of this world. So you're probably not going to get back to that, but they want to get back to something like. And as I say, he's got a tough job on, but I'm sure he'll do it.
Okay, Mel Eves, thanks very much.
My pleasure.